I'm really happy to welcome today for the product demo of the day, Oleg from AppMaster. AppMaster is a platform we've been monitoring for quite a few years. Actually, it's a very powerful platform. You'll see, like we sort of invite different editors to these product demos, and sometimes it's very niche, very specific tools, and sometimes it's tools like AppMaster, which are it looks like capable of doing everything. So Oleg, you'll be showing us the product, the platform afterwards. But I wanted to first, obviously, give you the opportunity to present yourself and also give us, I would say, a bit of backstory of AppMaster and like where you are today, obviously, in terms of team size, clients, whatever numbers can give us an idea of where you're at, your journey and your trajectory, of course. So that's a lot of questions all at once, but handing it over to you, Oleg. Oleg, welcome. And Oleg, who are you? Can you introduce yourself to maybe the audience? I forgot to specify. So you'll have today employees of Allegria joining, also freelancers working with Allegria, and also students from our different trainings.
Mhm.
So you have a very various audience, but more or less everybody is a bit technical, right? Even students following the trainings, so they have some notions already, or will have some notions about APIs and things like that.
Mhm.
But I would say keep it easy for everybody. Oleg, over to you. Welcome.
Yeah, that's great. Hi everyone. I'm Oleg. I'm a founder of AppMaster no-code platform, and technically, I'm doing different types of businesses for the past 20 years. So I started in 2003. I started as just an engineer, built a lot of different solutions, and technically, AppMaster is my seventh startup. So I built a lot. Most of them already dead, actually totally dead. Because as a startup founder, you need to try and test, and every time, like do a lot of new feature, a lot of new startups, new companies, and like when I just moved to the Silicon Valley, it was in 2019. My general idea was how I can find something new because I changed my place of living, and there was like very catchy idea how we can build a platform that let us build software literally overnight, and not just stuff like Bubble or Webflow or any other platform. My goal was to build real applications with the source code, something that we can like certify, where we can pass like kind of compliance, where we can deploy on premise and do a lot of super cool stuff with high load, I would say. So technically, my background, I'm an engineer and a professional startup founder. Like 90% of my daily job is to talk with my team, to talk with my customers, and actually add new features to our product and try to understand which features will be like more useful for our customers. And so it is what it is. So I will start with sharing my uh, like a couple of slides just to give understanding of our platform, what we actually do, and after that I will give like a live demo of our platform, and
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah, it will be probably the best way. So just shared my screen. Probably you can see it now.
Yes, we can.
So
It's not
yeah,
full
great.
screen though. But
Yeah, okay. Let me check if I can do it full screen. Yeah, now it's full screen. So first of all, what is the difference? Since we created AppMaster is a platform that can generate applications, including source code, there are so many different stuff under the hood. If you're already familiar with most of the no-code platforms like Bubble, Webflow, Flutterflow, and many other platforms, uh, we work a bit differently. So first of all, we try not to hide any complexity of our platform and software development. And usually, AppMaster is a platform that can build three types of applications. So we can build server applications, we can build web applications, and we can build mobile applications as well. So we're trying to do really all at once. And the biggest difference that we have like a classic traditional architecture of any project. So what does it mean? Actually, if you're building, for example, with Bubble or any other platform, you have only one backend application, and actually, even platforms even not reveal any internal structure of those applications. You just work with
that's true.
API, you just working with front end, and you as a developer, like platform just encapsulated everything inside, and you don't have a lot of control on what types of applications you can actually create, how many backend applications can you create backend microservices or not. But in AppMaster, everything is even, and sometimes it's very scary, especially for new no-code developers who never touched any real applications. But like it's a very simple stuff to learn, and AppMaster can be very good fit for your projects. Actually, to build applications in AppMaster, there are many editors or designers. You can design database in a fully visual way, just drag and drop all the tables, all the relations, and that's all. You can create logic. The same idea like tables, but business process blueprints. You just drag and drop everything, connect all the blocks, and AppMaster platform will generate source code for those blueprints. It's actually very similar to probably Unreal Engine. They also using blueprints approach and some other gaming tools. We have models, we have scheduler. You can schedule anything on the backend. It's like a cron. You can run your business logic with any schedule. We have endpoints designer. Technically, you can design almost any endpoints, including VSS, WebSockets, and external API designer to connect to any REST API compatible system. Usually, with every project, you need like a lot of integrations. You need to integrate with payment systems. You need to integrate with third-party systems. So yeah, we have a tool especially for that. And now I have a slide with a lot of technical information. Some of them just a bit outdated, but the general idea you will understand. So how AppMaster actually works? Everything in AppMaster is just a blueprint or documentation. AppMaster is a documentation first platform. So all those designs of the database blueprints is just a documentation for your future software. Once you're ready, you just hit publish button, and in under 30 seconds, AppMaster will gather all your requirements, like blueprints, and generate a real source code. For the backend, we use Go. Now it's Go 1.21, so actual version of the Golang. And because we generate applications, that's real applications, Golang is very fast. So compared to Node.js, to Python, or any other systems, Go is really like third the most performant language in the world after C++ and Rust, probably. So it's really fast. It consumes a very small amount of memory, and there are a lot of perks because of its modern nature. So we can compile server applications for Windows, for macOS, for Linux. And if you deal with cloud deployments, and usually most of your projects, probably like 95% of all projects, you can run in the cloud and you don't care. But sometimes customers ask you to make on-premise deployment. And AppMaster can be very good because we can deploy on different servers. And some companies, especially in France, sometimes require Microsoft SQL Server and like Windows Server deployments. They don't work with Linux or Ubuntu, and we can cross-compile for any operating system. And of course, a lot of additional perks, like all backend applications has access to hardware acceleration for encryption, and all the encryption operation is 10 times faster compared to any other technologies. We have application designer, the same idea. We use Vue 3 with TypeScript, very similar to almost any other web application builder, but it's completely integrated with backend applications because everything all in one. And I will show you in the demo how easy you can build integration between front end and back end of your projects. So drag and drop, we generate endpoints and server requests automatically. We have models and a lot of very standard stuff. It's very difficult to surprise you in terms of web applications because there are so many good products like Webflow, for example, in terms of web and UI. So yeah. We also can build mobile applications, and compared to any existing solution, our solution is very unique. I can't say if it's the best one, if it's better or not so good, but technically we have just a different stack. So we generate native applications. So, and when I say native, it's real native.
Real native, yeah. It's not React native.
It's Kotlin with Jetpack Compose and SwiftUI. And the biggest difference of our approach is that we actually deliver all screens, logic, and even API keys in real time to the mobile application. And we render screens based on JSON schema. You can think about it like with any PWA applications for mobile applications, when you just loading HTML files in JS and you just rendering screens in real time. Actually, those not screens, but like pages if we use HTML. But with AppMaster, we deliver all the logic and everything in JSON and just render in real time. And because we use SwiftUI and Kotlin, we have access to everything on device. So we can work with any hardware that we have with all sensors, BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, NFCs, and any sensors under the hood of the device. So it's very useful if you're going really with IoT or very complicated project. So real native application will be faster with more access. So we have multiple modes, so we can work offline as well. So technically we support 3 modes. So first one, it's server driven. Every time when a user taps on any menu or navigates to another screen, we just in real time with cache, of course, preloading screens. Second option is version mode. It's when we deliver a pack of all screens like during the application start. It's working slightly faster because you don't need to rely on network. And the last option, it's a static mode, when we pre-built everything to the bundle. So everything is bundled, and that is why you can run completely offline. So you don't need access to the network at all. And it's very useful if you need to build some applications without any network access, for example, like with gray levels of network where you can't detect if there is an active connection to the internet or no. Because usually for the field support operations, customers require us to be able to work partially offline. And of course, our platform can not just generate applications and build them and deploy to our cloud. By the way, we use AWS and Google Cloud as our primary providers to deploy applications. Starting from business subscription, our customers can grab binary files of the backend applications and deploy on premise. And it's a very popular option for most customers in Europe because of GDPR and other requirements. They just taking all those applications and place into to local infrastructure just to be sure that everything is working and they managing all the data. Under the hood of our backend applications, there is ORM. ORM is a special abstraction layer to work with multiple databases. By default, we support Postgres as of now. Postgres database, one of the most performant and widely used database, but we also can support MySQL, MariaDB, Microsoft SQL, SQLite, and probably at the end of 2024, we will add support for Oracle database because we're receiving like a lot of Oracle database requests. Our platform generates Swagger, open API documentation. It's not a surprise, like many platforms generates, so we do as well. And usually we don't compete with other no-code platforms, but we compete with real classic software development. And if customers don't want to invest money in technical debt elimination to refactor old code base, so AppMaster is a great fit because every time when you change blueprints, we generate everything from scratch. No technical debt ever. Every time new version of the language and algorithms, so it's fast and in general reliable. So we generate more than 20,000 of lines per second in memory. So we don't use any LLMs, so it's a fully proprietary model from us. Because of Go, we have like a very fast backend applications, and you can deploy them on Docker Swarm, Kubernetes, any system for scaling if you need.
When I mentioned the audience was fairly technical, I think you went really really deep. So
okay, I will make one step back.
No, it's very interesting. I'm not sure everybody can fully understand, but very interesting to disclose all of this. So thanks for being really let's say transparent about everything that it's built on. I'll say
So for enterprise customers, we have source code availability. So every time when we generate source code, we actually don't store it. But if customer has enterprise subscription, customer can download source code and source code snapshots for backend, front-end, and mobile applications. Yes, probably that's all for the slides. And I will show you one scary picture. Okay, don't be scared, but
Okay.
it's kind of like best practice architecture for the AppMaster project. So it can be simple, but if you really drives with enterprise customers or big businesses, so you should understand that we can do that. So you can place multiple backend microservices built with AppMaster behind API gateway. You can create multiple mobile and web applications in a single project, and they will work with the same backend and the same API. And for example, if you building taxi application, for example, for taxis, you need to build different mobile applications for taxi drivers, for passengers, for I don't know, like for any other service needs, and you need to build different web applications like admin panel, like customer facing web application and so on. And you can build everything inside of a single project and work with the same backend. You can scale different backend microservices independently. For example, I will give you a very good example. If you're building kind of classified, like with a lot of advertisement about, like, for example, selling real estate, something like that, probably you will face different computing demand based on what service you provide. Of course, you need to be able to scale, for example, your image resizing microservices. And usually it's a huge problem with all those classifieds if users start to upload new ad, and there are a lot of big files, you need to be able to scale your backend. With AppMaster, you can do that. So it was like the only scary part. Now we can go and I'll show you a live demo of our platform. So it's just
All
a
right.
simple project. You can every time when you start your project, probably with Bubble or any other no-code platform, you are starting from UI. Most of you probably starting from UI, but in AppMaster
Yes. With
we
experience after that, we usually start from the data, I guess, the data
yeah
model.
yeah. So in AppMaster everything starts from the backend and data models. So
Wonderful.
so we can design our database with in full visual style. We can create database models. We can create fields for the database models. We can create relations and everything as a first step. Because your data actually will be propagated through all the project to different applications, and that is why it's one of the probably the most important part of your project, just to define everything here. So we have two types of database models. So first type is just database models that we will create for you, like tables we will create for you in the database. And the second one is just virtual models. It's probably you're not familiar with that term, but we use term virtual model for structures. If you need to define any object or data structure without creating tables, so you can create virtual models. Once you finished with building your database, you can go ahead and create business logic. Every function in AppMaster we call business process. I actually I don't know why we call them business process, but actually, like it's the same idea. And to build business logic, you can use our drag and drop interface. It's very simple, like with any other like programming for kids. You can connect different variables. You can drag and drop a lot of blocks. So we have like more than 1,000 blocks, different blocks for all your needs, including cryptography. You can expand your project using models, and probably everything that you want we already have pre-built. So just drag and drop, connect, and it will work. We have a couple of very advanced features. For example, we support async mode because most of our projects, they are really high load projects, so you can run different functions and different blocks in async mode, and application will dedicate a separate thread to run some logic and utilize multi-CPU and multi-core systems. Like usually if you if you go with enterprise, they will ask for that. We support database transactions. We support single thread function. Sometimes when you want to count something, count how many, for example, API requests was made by customer, because you need to build them, you need to be able to do it in a very precise manner. So with single thread function, you can be sure that each request will be, I would say, you will not get any data corruption, because every new request will be started once previous is finished. So, and a lot of stuff here. We have like global variables. You can create global variables of multiple types. It's pure in memory. If you need something for the quick access, even like arrays or arrays of objects, you can create in-memory variables and use it across all your applications. So it's simple and fast. Scheduler to schedule execution of business logic. For example, in this case, I have billing refill quota. Each day we refill billing quota for users, and so it's totally simple. And of course, one of my favorite, so it's endpoints. You can create an unlimited number of endpoints. We support 3 types of endpoints as of now. We support standard REST API endpoints, webhook endpoints, and WebSockets. So technically, it's working out of the box. You just creating WebSocket endpoint, and you can utilize it in any mobile or web application. I will show you the interface. It's very simple. To create endpoint, you need to point to your business logic. For example, list users, set payload. By the way, you can change payload. You can work even with XML. If you're working with legacy systems, you can go with SOAP with no problem. We have middleware, and you can control access to your endpoints, and of course, like a lot of login options, different methods, everything that you probably seen already in other systems. So let me check if anyone. Oh, we have like a lot of questions.
We have a lot of questions, but I'm marking them with an emoji to go back to them during the Q&A time.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, and I will show you the idea of our web applications. The idea is very, very simple. So we have like the same drag and drop UI like with any application, but there is a difference. We use the same approach of business logic and triggers, but for the web. And with any element, UI element, you can create triggers. We have like plenty of triggers, including like on click, on start, on hover, and so on. And a lot of blocks that can be used in your front-end logic, including directly executing JavaScript code, working with tokens, like with navigation. You even can work with post message. Probably no one knows what post message means in terms of applications. This feature allows you to send messages between different pages and between different tabs of your browser and iframes as well. So it's very useful if you're trying to embed something that customer already has, and you just can communicate both ways. And yeah, so a lot of stuff here. And because we know everything about backend, we already pre-generated all the blocks that called server request. Because we know everything about your endpoints, so we just generating them on demand. And to integrate, for example, to create a new plan, the only thing you need is just to create an object with these fields, like connect something, for example, I will show you, and call REST API request. And so it's very simple to work with your backend because everything is synchronized. And very important feature, if you will decide to change your database models or business logic or endpoints, you can go back, change it on the backend, and we will automatically propagate all your changes to all front-end and mobile applications. So you don't need to do anything. Everything is fully automated. Let me Probably that's everything that I wanted to show because we really lack of time. But I will be.
I think
I
it's
really.
a good teaser, I would say. Obviously, we've seen
Mhm.
that there's a lot to show on the platform, to show about the product. It can't be shown in just 10 minutes for sure. I think it's good that we dedicate some time for the questions, because there are quite a few. I just wanted to keep things off with like general questions like, what can't the platform do? I guess.
You mean what can't platform do?
Well, yeah. What would
Yeah.
you advise
Okay.
people like what not to do on the platform, or what project do you actually take down? Like, sorry guys, we can't do
Mm,
this. I guess it's
yeah.
maybe quicker to go to explain like this than what it
Mhm.
can do, because it looks like it can
Yeah.
do a lot.
Yeah. Usually, we never do any games. I mean, like
Okay.
2D or 3D games. No, it's
Yep.
not working like that. So we even don't have any plans to support 2D or 3D games for sure.
Mm-mm.
You can't train AI because you need to
Okay.
use like a very special platform.
Mhm.
Probably you will never be able to write source code in our platform for the backend. So because it's Golang and it's compiled, it's not
Mhm.
like just add some JavaScript lines of code. No, it's compiled language, and that is why there is no way we can let you do it. And our idea that we want to separate execution from documentation, and we're saying, hey guys, uh, people are really good at creating something new, products, ideas, and so on. But we are terrible programmers, to be honest. We forget something, we need to go back and refactor everything. That is why our ideas that keep your hands out of the source code. Platform
Mhm.
will generate source code each time. And so you will not be able to do that. And probably you will not be able to do that with mobile applications as well. While in JavaScript, you can add some CSS, JavaScript, but in backend and mobile, no. There is no way we will be able to support,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah. No. Very clear. We'll start with a technical question from Melinda, who's not only she's commenting that she likes that we can export the code. So is there an internal branching or versioning system in the platform, and can we directly connect to the code base, to GitHub or GitLab?
Actually, that's a really great question. And my answer, unfortunately, no. And there is a reason why. Why no? So
So
every
not
time when
which part of the question? Sorry.
I mean, like we don't have any branching system for the source code,
Okay.
and I will explain why. And there is no way, of course, that's why there is no way to export to the GitHub or GitLab. It's the nature of the AppMaster. Every time when you change your blueprints, we just generate everything from scratch, and there is no sense to have any versioning system for your source code because we generate it every time from scratch.
So the build is the new
Yeah,
version.
and there are so many benefits of this approach. For example, I will give you like just a quick example. For example, you built your application, your project like 6 months ago, and you need to fix something. For example, new language versions or any patches for your language or libraries. The only thing you need to do with AppMaster, just go back to the interface, hit publish button, and get your new application in 30 seconds with actual version of current version of your libraries, languages, and everything else, and algorithms as well. So you don't need to do any adjustment of your existing source code base and so on. No, just hit publish, generate everything, and it will save you a ton of money and time. So probably in the future we will think about it, but now we just generate from scratch each time, and it's working really good.
Okay, got it. And I'll pass quickly on the questions where it's already been answered, or is there any? Let's do this one. It's a quick one, I guess. Are there any possible integrations with Make? I guess the answer is a straight yes, because you expose the API, so from there we can do anything. So maybe you don't have directly a module pre-made in Make, I guess, but
Mhm.
using the HTTP module in Make, we can definitely connect to the API of
Yes,
the.
we expose REST API,
Yeah.
so you can consume from any client. So from Make, actually, AppMaster also can call any REST API. Probably in March of 2024, we will add support for gRPC. It's very technical, but
Okay.
if you want to integrate with any banking systems, so it's
Mm.
a Google Remote Procedure Call. when you need to connect 2 or more microservices, you have to use gRPC because it's very efficient, fast, and we have customers who really struggle because they are making direct integration with banks in US, and banks say, hey guys, we don't support REST API, so REST API is outdated.
Oh, I see.
We need to go with gRPC. So yeah, and we have like a huge plans on support like MQTT for IoT, NATs for distributing messages, and so on. So we're trying to be enterprise professional. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we understood through the presentation that the product is fairly enterprise focused for sure. So we can really build like the top quality apps with the product. We'll end. There are a few other questions we'll probably answer offline, but we'll end with a question around pricing, how the pricing works, and whether you have specific pricing for developers, or can you tell us a bit how do you price your solution?
Yeah, so
as you generate code, so this is an interesting question, I think, for your product specifically.
Yeah, and so there is like a couple of surprising answers actually. Yeah, I know that actually customers can leave our platform if they got source code.
You build the code, and technically you can leave. Yeah.
But no one actually left our platform since the launch in 2021, and there is a reason why. Because no one wants to go back to the Stone Age and adjust source code by hands, because you can do it faster and cheaper in AppMaster. And we measured multiple times. Actually, we're 10 times faster in terms of building real applications compared to any software development agency, and usually 3 times cheaper. We have at least 5 subscriptions. So we charge subscriptions starting from $199, so $199 for the customer. We never ask developers to pay. So we move all the payment to the end customer. For our partners, we have multiple, I would say, multiple ways to get additional profits. And one of the most significant, we have a revenue sharing. What does it mean? If you build using AppMaster and you have transferred project to customer's account and customer starts paying, we giving you back up to 50% of everything that was paid by that customer.
Okay.
As a rebates, and you can get those money and just make payout to your bank account up to 2 years.
Yeah.
Up to 2 years.
Up to 2 years. Okay.
So we're limiting because we don't want to a lot of companies who will end up just getting money and unfortunately not doing any new projects because we're paying only for the new customers.
And it's a dense company. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah.
And for us, it's very important to grow. We are a really small company with 25 people who building products. We started in 2020, and yeah, we are in the active growth phase, so it's important for us.
I would say as a parting comment or parting note, it looks incredible that you've developed this in the course of 2 years plus, right? I guess you launched in 2021. So you started in 2019, you launched in 21, now we're 24. But so I guess the product continued obviously to evolve after the launch, but it looks really comprehensive, really complete. So it's and you're just a team of 25, I'm guessing mostly developers in your team, or?
Yeah, we're trying actually to focus on deliver additional features and quality to our platform. Some people say that AppMaster is overcomplicated. I mean, there are so many features on the platform, and sometimes
it probably takes some time to learn. I think one person has had question about your learning resources, and some people found it on your website. Yeah, it's definitely not the tool you can pick up overnight for sure, but then the reward is that you can build enterprise grade applications, basically.
But that's about competition. Sometimes we have customers who came to us from the peer, from Bubble, because they can't build something on that platform.
Yeah.
And because of that, we actually don't have any competition. One of our last projects, we built fintech solution for our customer from Los Angeles, and we were so surprised because there is no other option except AppMaster. For them, they considered to build it with developers, but it's expensive and long, and AppMaster is just a second option. They checked a lot of no-code platforms, and unfortunately, they need PCI DSS compliance to be able to store social security numbers and credit cards numbers and so on. And AppMaster with the source code And by the way, they passed compliance and signed with Visa. So it's like a huge success for our customers. They saved a lot, to be honest.
And I guess the upside of the fact that the platform for no-code tool is on the very technical side is that when you put a technical person in it, it's easy for this kind of profile to pick up the tool, because there's not so much abstraction as in a more consumer oriented or more freelancer oriented, or I don't know, kind of tool. So it's it's a good it's a strategic choice that you've made with the product. I hope it pays off. But definitely impressive product. I think I saw that you shared your LinkedIn profile, so people can add you if you want to connect and learn more, explore more about the tool. So really,
feel free to reach to me if you have any questions. If you need some help, we have community in Telegram and Discord, and probably like 99% of all activities we have in our Telegram group. And so we will be able to help educate, and probably AppMaster is not so complicated once you will understand everything under the hood.
Okay, great. Thanks for the intro. I think it was a great teaser. A lot of people look interested to know more and explore. So I hope you'll get a few sign up from them, and we'll continue with our community to discuss your product as well. So thanks, Oleg, again for your time today, and for playing the game of this format, which I know is challenging to showcase a product like yours. And we wish you all the best, and we'll keep an eye on your development. Thanks, Oleg.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure. Have a good one.
See ya.